Abe Lincoln said that if he had 6 hours to cut down a tree, he'd spend 4 of it sharpening the axe. And I feel like that's a pretty good representation of cycling, because you put a lot of work in just to cut down that incredible amount of things, and it makes you realize how lucky you are to be a professional, because I can't afford a bike like that, but I get to ride it, and when I break one, I get another one. It's pretty great, especially with being Jamis Hoggins Berman, having Jamis as the title sponsor. We got quite a few bikes laying around. This is just our trailer. I think those are all the spare bikes. And I came into it this year incredibly motivated, because in 2013, I had won 2 stages, got second in another, and I'd finished second overall by 1 second. Yeah, that's the noise I made too. Yeah, it is. 1 second is a pretty painful way to lose a stage race. I was happy to get second, cool. Happy to win a couple stages, great. But I got second overall. So I came into last year really motivated to do well in Walla Walla race. And Fayetteville is actually one of my favorite places that I've been for bike racing. It's some place that I didn't really think that I would like too much. Where are you going? Arkansas. I just really wasn't that excited about it. I love the Pacific Northwest. But Fayetteville's pretty cool. If you've seen Jurassic Park, you've seen Fayetteville, including the dinosaurs walking around. That's something they don't really tell you when you talk to the tourist board and stuff like that. Going to this race, I thought top 10 would be cool. Secretly, I was really wishing for a top 5. That's what I thought was in my marks. But people, again, time trial thing, you don't know how you did until... Well, in this case, I found out how I did when the U.S. anti-doping chaperone came up to me. Piece of paperwork for me to sign. Open the book, and it says, Ian Crane, reason, stage 1 winner. Woo! And Ben and JJ took care of everything, which is incredible for me because these two are legends of the sport. And they were telling my teammates how fast they needed to ride. They were deciding which people could go into the breakaway. They were deciding when to catch the breakaway. I mean, Ben even quite literally told me when I could pee. He's like, this is a good time, pull over now. And okay, if Ben said it, now's the time. So once you have confidence in the sport of cycling, it helps a lot. If you know that you can do this, if you belong here, like I can make this corner, I can ride in this group, I can follow that attack. That's all you need sometimes, because your legs they're gonna do the talking, but sometimes you have to trick the brain too. Things might take a little turn here because there are lots of really amazing things that happen at the USA Pro Challenge. An incredible amount of amazing things, but also one really, really awful thing as well. And that was when I had the biggest crash, the worst crash that I've ever experienced. There's a lot of dark things that could have overcame me this winter. Pretty easy to just kind of hole up and be like, I don't want to do anything, I don't want to race. But what I want to do is race. I want to ride bikes. I love this. So I've realized this winter that I've found the power of being positive in things. It's like, what can I find as I'm challenging myself through recovery? It's like, how can I be positive about this? Now, I actually got a tattoo of a plus sign on my wrist this winter because I need that reminder a lot. And as I'm sure all of you know, riding the trainer is not fun at all. Time goes by really slowly. Your power numbers are low. Your legs hurt all the time. So I had to find a way to make myself do it, and being positive about it was the only way that I could do that this winter. It's the only way I could ride the trainer every day. The obstacle in the path becomes the path. Never forget, within every obstacle is an opportunity to improve our condition. And that's something I've been carrying with me a lot through this. It's like, all right, this is a pretty big, the crash in Colorado is a pretty big boulder. Like, it's the biggest boulder that I can think of. But the way that I look at things has changed. So I walked into this door, and the first thing I saw was that I was the only person in that room with head or neck injuries that wasn't in a wheelchair. And that changed my perspective immediately, because I realized that my biggest concern was about when I could ride my bike again, not if. It helps your morale to find your way to that good, because focusing on the bad never does anything for you unless you're like a pest control or something like that. Some days, I'll admit, it's way easier than others, and that's fine. We don't have control over a lot of things in life, but what we do have 100% control over is how you react to stressors and challenges. In 2014, I've realized the power of being positive whether it's how to get the most out of those crit trips at the beginning of the year, all the way to spending time in the hospital and recovering from this. Sean Aker, he's a positivity psychologist at Harvard, that's a thing, said it's been scientifically proven that a positive brain is 31% more productive than a negative brain. So all of you have that power inside of you. Harness it and do great things. Thank you.